New client came and her nails are badly overfiled. In this video, we will figure out what we can do about it and is it safe to do any kind of cuticle care or extensions on these nails. Coming up. Hello there, I'm Anastasia. We have a new client and her nails are badly overfiled with an E-file, so-called rings of fire. These red lines or grooves along the cuticle area. We will start by pushing back the cuticles with the pusher, but first I would like to explain what those rings of fire are. If we will take a look on the nail from the side view, you can see that there's an actual dip in this area. Sometimes it's red, sometimes it's dark brown color, sometimes the color is not much different from the nail plate, but if you will take a look from the side view, you will see what's going on. And it happened because of incorrect placement of the bead. More likely it was like that, so the bead was filing through the nail instead of pushing up the cuticles and the eponychium and cleaning them. When nail plate gets overfiled like that, the biggest problem is that sometimes you cannot really tell if it's happening because it's all hidden under the eponychium. Now we can clearly see it because the nail is already outgrown. This is another nail, and here we can see that it's even deeper, especially on the right side across the sidewall. I think it happened when the previous nail technician was probably using the similar bit, similar to mine, which is the flame bit, and it was drilling through the nail instead of cleaning the skin. So this was the incorrect angle and the bead was pushing into the nail plate. This is the correct angle of the bead. It should be almost flat and very lightly touch the surface of the nail plate. Almost not really touch it, because all we need to clean is only the cuticle from the nail plate, and then we need to push eponychium back. Let's proceed to the surface and I will file the nails short since we will be doing extensions. I'm using 180 and 240 grit file, and normally these nails look pretty healthy to me. I mean, other than this overfiled part, other than that, they are in a very good condition. But we have some regular nail polish in these dips. That's why I'm using nail polish remover to take it off. Because if you will start filing on top of it, then your bit or your hand file may get clogged pretty quickly. Then we proceed to the dry manicure, take a look at correct placement of the bead. And at this point, we are not supposed to touch the overfiled part at all. Just imagine that it's not there. We just push back the cuticles, the eponychium, and clean the sidewalls. Then I switch to the reverse mode. The speed is currently 15,000 rotations per minute, and do the same but on the opposite side. And once again, be careful, do not touch the overfiled part. On reverse mode, I'm going to push up the eponychium so it will be easier to trim it, which we can do with an E-file or with nippers or using scissors. And before trimming the eponychium, I'm going to take off the surface shine. I'm using 240 grit file, and remember the side view of this nail? The overfiled part is a dip, so if you will take off the surface shine as you normally do, the file simply will not touch this area. If the nail is overfiled, that means in this overfiled area it's much thinner than it's supposed to be. And our goal is not to damage them even more. That's why first you need to take care of the rest of the nail and take off the surface shine on the entire nail. But when you get to the overfiled part, you need to change the angle a little bit and slightly, without any pressure, take the surface shine off. Do not try to file the nails so the dip and the nail plate will be on the same level, as we will simply damage them even more. Use a super light touch and just get rid of this shine. That's all we need. Then I'm going to trim the aponychium using scissors. I really prefer this method for some reason, because with the scissors you need to do less moves rather than you do with the nippers. So I feed the form, apply dehydrator and non-acid primer. I will be doing one hand using hard gel and another hand using polygel. So in this video you get to see both. But first we need to apply a thin coat of base coat and cure it in LED for 30 seconds. Is it safe and is it okay to do extensions on the nails that are overfiled like that? First of all, you need to really take a good look at them, because sometimes if they're really badly overfiled, the biggest problem is that the product may simply not adhere to the surface of the nail plate. If we will take a look at this client's nails, she has 3 nails that are badly overfiled, and all the rest of them are not as bad. So you really need to look at every particular case and decide for yourself. The biggest problem with overfiled nails is that when they're overfiled near the cuticle, it's not that big of a problem yet, but as they will start to grow and overfiled area will be in the center where the stress area is supposed to be, the cracks may appear on the sides and the nails will break. If the nails are overfiled or damaged really bad, then I will probably recommend doing a very thin coat of overlay so we can at least protect the upper layer of the nail and it will not feel as sensitive. Meanwhile, I'm finishing up with the hard gel application. We decided to go with the almond shape. Then I cure it for 1 minute and take off the form. I did not pinch the nails this time because this client's nails are naturally narrow, so I don't really think we need it. The other hand will be made of polygel, so I did the same prep. Apply dehydrator, non-acid primer and a thin layer of the base coat. And the reason for this experiment is I simply wanted to see which product will last better. I can already share some of the results. Both hands lasted very well, so we definitely need to do more tests on it. And I have a question for you. If you ever worked with damaged or overfiled nails, which product worked the best for you? At this point, I stick to the hard gel. When I'm doing hard gel nails or polygel nails, it's very similar. I usually create the foundation first, so it determines the length and the shape of the nail, and then I cure it, and then I create the structure of the nail. I tried to use the similar colors, but now we can already see that they will be a little different, which is probably for the best because I have some cool design in mind and I'm really curious how it would look with a different background. So the hard gel hand is more like a peach and nude color, and this one is more pink.
There's more to our story. Baby, open up to me. Don't give up so easily. Open up your eyes and see. There's more to our story. Don't leave me.
Almost finished with the application. I always take my time and try to smooth out the surface as best as I can, so I will not need to file a lot. Then we cure it in LED for 1 minute and another hand is finished. Take off the foam, and this is the first hand that we have. We need to take off the sticky layer. I'm using a lint-free wipes, which I created from the Kleenex tissue, by the way. This part is very important because if some sticky residue will remain on the nail, it is not only going to clog your hand file or your drill bits, but also it may cause allergic reactions, since sticky layer is something that we definitely need to avoid. Another hand with the polygel is the same. By the way, the polygel, this color is a bit transparent, so we can see some rings of fire, unfortunately, but I'm going to cover it with a color, so it will not be that big of a problem. Usually with a hand file I shape the nails, so I really would like to achieve a consistent almond shape, and the surface I usually use a buffer. There are 100-180 grit buffers that are really good, and sometimes I use a hand file only if I need to change the shape or if I accidentally made one nail longer than the other. After that, it is totally safe to ask your client to wash hands. They can even use soap, and this is what we have after filing, shaping and buffing. Let's apply the color. I will be using silver cat eye gel polish. This brand is called 7, and this one is called 7D cat eye, and honestly I have no idea what it means. If someone can explain what's the difference between 3D, 5D, 7D and 50D that some companies claim, then maybe I will finally understand. I'm using a very strong magnet and I magnetize it only from one side. So the goal is not to achieve this classic cat eye look, but to have glitter only on one side of the nail. Then if you look at a different angle, it will look like a glitter ombre, and from another angle it is going to look like there is no glitter at all. I hope my explanation makes sense. Well, I will show you them from different angles later, so you will see. To achieve this kind of look, first you need to apply cat eye polish as even as possible, so that glitter particles will be located on the entire nail. Then take a magnet and place it only on one side of the nail, so the glitter will be mostly only on the left side of the nail, let's say, and on the other part there will be nothing. I think I already have my favorite hand, this one, with the polygel, because this pink is a bit transparent, a little bit see-through, and I think this is what makes this design even more magical. Then we are going to seal it definitely with a glossy top coat and cure in LED for 30 seconds. Are you ready for the final look? Here it goes. Hard gel hand, more of the nude tone, and this is another one, polygel one. Which one do you like the most? This one is definitely my favorite. It was extremely hard to catch this look on the camera, but here it goes. Now we have glitter, then we have ombre, and once you turn the hand, it almost entirely disappears. Let me know what you think. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching. If this is your first time here on my channel, consider subscribing, as I post new nail art tutorials just like this one every week. See you in my next one. Goodbye!